A reflection from this Maundy Thursday from our study here in Facet. Today we remember the last day that Jesus spent with his disciples. Later on Maundy Thursday, Jesus was arrested, and the following day he would be crucified. But John's Gospel tells us that Jesus was eating a meal with his friends, his disciples, in Jerusalem. But then he left the meal to tie a towel around his waist and started to wash their feet. How strange! And Simon Peter asked him why. Jesus tells him he won't yet understand. Now, traditionally, feet would be washed by a servant before people came into the house those days. Roads were often dirty, and people wore sandals, and would be grateful for their feet to be refreshed. There are many thoughts as to why Jesus did this, but he was humble, and he had come to be a servant, and this act showed that humility, care, and servanthood very clearly. But this gospel also tells us this. It says that Jesus, having loved his own who were in the world, loved them to the end. So washing the feet of the disciples was a final loving act for the people who'd been with him to this time. He who was the Messiah, the Son of God, the Christ, took the role of a servant to care for the people he loved so much. He was demonstrating the love we are to have for one another, a love that is self-giving, a love that is practical, a love that puts us on our knees for others. After washing his disciples' feet, he said to them, "A new command I give to you. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Jesus showed them a new way of life and love that they were to follow. Now, most Maundy Thursdays in our churches, we too would wash the feet of those around us. It's a very practical but highly symbolic action, reminding us all of how we are called to follow Christ in his love and care for others. We will remember that we're all called to be servants, to kneel at the feet of our brothers and sisters in the world. But we remember too that we are all called to receive his love and care. In all my many years of ministry, I have found that many people find this difficult. I'm not good enough, they say. How could Jesus love me? I have so many faults. I'm not as good as others. I fail every day. And he died for everyone else, not for me. To be fair, I spent a lot of my years thinking of myself like that. We hear words of judgment in our head. We don't always need others to judge us. We often do an amazingly good job ourselves. But as we think today about Jesus' very moving act of washing his disciples' feet, we are called to remember that Jesus washed the feet of everyone, even those who are about to abandon him and pretend not to know him, or even betray him. So Jesus' message and love and compassion was and is for everyone, however we might see ourselves. Jesus sees us through different eyes. Jesus sees us with eyes of love, compassion and care. We are all good enough. And he proved this by dying for each one of us. What greater love could someone have for all people than being willing to lay down their life for us, which is exactly what Jesus did. So I pray we can all accept the amazing love Jesus offers each one of us, and that we can then love others as he has loved us. Amen.